Welcome back to Switcher South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today you join me with this fully electric Honda HRV. I'm just joking, it's not fully electric. This is a 1.5 liter, not a turbo, naturally aspirated, 89 kilowatts, 145 newton meters of torque. So I'm going to talk you to the look of the car. So the grille is here, right? But the grille is not chrome or black. It's color coded to the car. So basically the car was blue, those part will be blue. That's why it gives off electric vibes. Hence I said welcome to an electric car, but it is not electric. Look wise, I like it in the front. This, in terms of look, this is the only part I like. But otherwise I do like the LED lights. The indicators are also LED. Where the daytime running lights are, that's the indicator. It has, I wouldn't say fog lights, but you guys can see what these are. Not necessarily fog lights, more like a styling look. They don't play any purpose in terms of fog lights, but that's the look of the car in front. I like it just here. Now let me go show you the part I don't like. Let's go. Before we go to the back of the car, we need to speak about Changed Cars. What is Changed Cars? Changed Cars online platform where you can buy, sell, inquire about a car. Also, you can watch my videos on Changed Cars. This video when you're watching it now. After this, go to Changed Cars, click videos, you'll see it there. You'll also see my other previous videos, and if you're a bit patient, you'll see my next video. So check this car out on Changed Cars, and if you do buy a car through Changed Cars, tell me so I can tell the people at Changed Cars. And you never know, I can come with a switch off merchandise. This cap, these are trial caps, hence you don't see any logo here, but I'm looking at doing red. Tell me what you think down below, and when you tell me what to think down below, go and place an order so I know who's buying and who's not. But let's go to the back of this vehicle. So now to the parts I don't like, and not necessarily I don't like because it's ugly or anything, just that it looks a bit weird for me. I'm not a fan of coupe shaped SUVs. These small ones, I'm not a fan of these small ones. The bigger ones look a bit more bulky, so I like those ones. But this one, when you look at it properly, it doesn't look too bad. But for me, is my least favorite part of the car. It's not ugly, it's just my least favorite part of the car. But what I do like about the car is that they fitted an electric bootlet. So over here, my bag is here. There is a bit of space, and then there's these things, right? Let me just show you quickly. There's these two things. These two things cover the roof, the glass sliding roof on top. So you just take these off and then you have a full glass roof. I'll show you that just now. Those two things I just showed you now, this is the cover bag for it, because honestly a person like me, I won't need those things because I always like having if I have a glass roof, let me see it. So I'd always put it here and put it in the house. But otherwise, this is what that has. It doesn't have space in terms of underneath here, you can't fit it in. But what I do like about those cars is that you get a full-size spare wheel. Like you see this rim here, it's the exact same one in terms of spare wheel, no space saver spare wheel. And another thing that I like about this car at the back is you press this button here. Okay, but the car needs to be on actually. So you press this button, and when you walk away, the boot will close. Let me just show you that just now. So as I was saying, what I do like about those cars at the back in terms of the boot, there's this button, it will close the boot while I'm here. But if you're gonna be a bit fancy, or you're taking out something and you know that your hands are gonna be occupied, for example, if I have this bag and I know my hands are gonna be occupied, I put the bag there, I press this button here, it'll make a sound. I take my bag, I am occupied, right? Speaking of that, let's go in the interior. Watch what the car's gonna do. So now, inside. This car inside, what I like about this car inside is here. The steering wheel feels proper. The buttons feel like buttons, no haptic feedback. Honda doesn't try to be fancy. And it also has pedal shifters. Pedal shifters, will you ever use them? Yes, when you're on adaptive cruise control, because this car, being a CVT gearbox, when you're on adaptive cruise control, the car tends to change down to like a gear 4, gear 5 and make a noise. So what I just do is upshift. The downshift one, you'd use it if you're just trying to be fancy, but otherwise you won't use it. That's with here, I like it here. I like the gear lever, not per se. Reason being, for example, I hope you guys can hear this, but I don't like that. It feels a bit cheap because it does feel plasticky. That's one thing I don't like about this vehicle. I'm gonna speak about things I don't like. But over here, they nailed it. Climate control, very simple. You press there, it switches on. Pressure, powers the speed. Direction, literally, there's those things. Works perfectly. Temperature, and what I do like about the temperature, I hope you guys can see it. If you can't see it, I'll put overplay videos. Over here, I'm on low. When you go to high, it changes to red. When you go back to low, it goes to blue. Nice feature from Honda. And then you look at the infotainment system. Nice, up-to-date infotainment system in terms of screen size. What I don't like about the infotainment system, it looks like an aftermarket infotainment system in terms of, it's not something that looks like it comes from factory. In terms of like the software in it, it looks like it was for like an aftermarket infotainment system. It's something I don't like, but otherwise I do like the finish in the car. Over here especially, it's not, I wouldn't say necessarily leather, but pleather. It has this nice feel here, different texture here and here. So I do like about the car. Interior, space wise, where I am, enough space, and most of the time I sit quite back because I'm not tall, but I sit like a tall person, and with that rear space, it is perfect. I'll show you. You should be seeing overplay videos of me sitting in the back behind myself. I do like that a lot about the car. But let's speak about 3 things I don't like and 3 things I like, and the bad first. Let's go. Things I don't like. Number 1, this. I don't like that sound. Makes the car feel cheap. Second thing I don't like is the infotainment system. It doesn't look like it's from factory. It looks like it's an aftermarket thought. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's from factory. That's the second thing I don't like. Number 3, let's go outside. Third thing I don't like is everything in here. And what I mean the engine and the CVT gearbox. But I'll speak about that in my driving impressions. It's time to speak about the 3 things I like. Number 1, let's get in the car. First thing I like about this vehicle is this. It's a glass roof. It doesn't open, but I can close here. And those 2 things I showed you, you clip them on here. But honestly, always keep it like this. And what I do like as well, speaking of 3 things I like, is this. These things switch off as you press them, but because that door's open, they won't switch off. But literally, touch sensitive, you just wave, it switches off. Talk about Honda being fancy. Let's go to the second thing I like, but for that, outside the car. What I like about this car is the look of the vehicle, the overall look of the vehicle in terms of the front and the side profile. It looks amazing. You guys can tell for yourself. Let's go back inside the car to show you number 3. Let's go. So the third thing I like about this vehicle is it has a very cool feature. So there's this button here. You press it, it shows you your blind spot on the left hand side, but also when you indicate left, it shows you that place. Again, as you can see, my cameraman is there. That's the doors open. So this feature, I never thought you'd really use it, but it comes important on the highway cruising. For example, if it's 3 lane and you're on the far right, when you indicate to the second lane, it shows you in case if there's something coming from the far left lane coming to you, it shows you what's there. And I know you guys are asking yourself, if I indicate right, will it show me? No. Why? Because when you indicate right, you're not looking here. You need to be checking your blind spot on your right. Understand? Now, driving impressions and then recommendation. Let's get it. So now you guys join me inside the Honda HR-V for my driving impressions of this vehicle. How does this vehicle drive? Honestly, it's okay. For what it is, it's okay. So here, engine-wise, you're looking at a 1.5 liter, naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, producing 89 kilowatts, which is decent. But the downside of all of this is the newton meters of torque. Because it's naturally aspirated, you're looking at 145 newton meters of torque. So you do feel that the car needs a bit more, you know what I mean? So you do feel that sometimes I feel like I had a bit more oomph, but it's naturally aspirated. That's why. So price-wise for this vehicle, looking at 554,000 rand, and 554,000 rand is a lot of money. Looking at what this car has to offer in terms of the driving side of it. So for example, 1.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, and the gearbox is also a letdown. You guys know how much if you know me and you know my other videos, you know how much I don't like CVT gearboxes. Those cars made it to CVT gearbox. Now here's the thing about the CVT gearbox, it makes a noise. Doesn't give you the power you want instantly. It has to make a noise. It has to rev really hard for it to get to where you want it to be. So that's the thing I don't like about this specific vehicle. It has a CVT gearbox. So obviously, when I knew that this car has a CVT gearbox, it's already on a back foot because I don't like it. But I tend not to be too harsh on CVT gearboxes because I understand why manufacturers use them. They're cheap to maintain, maintenance-wise, they last and all of that. And being Honda, I know Honda loves CVT gearboxes. So now here's the thing with the CVT gearbox, mated to the whole engine and how it performs and what it delivers. The car, honestly, driving it like normally, like around residential areas, even city, like, even like in a town, that's fine. You won't even notice that it's a CVT gearbox. Like, it gives you what you want then and there, because you are not wanting much. You are literally just wanting the car to move from here to there, literally. But once you get onto the motorway, or the highway as we call it here in South Africa, motorway for my people that are overseas, shout out guys, like where I am right now, I'm on an incline, put my foot down, It's making a noise, but it's not going anywhere. There's a truck in front of me, but it only took some time for me to get closer to the truck. So on the highway like this, you put your foot down, nothing happens. It'll just make a noise and then keep going. So it doesn't really, like, I'm still on the incline, foot down, making a noise. The truck went out of the way. I'm going. You'll see the truck on my right hand side over here. There's the truck. There's when I'm passing the truck, and I was a car length away from the truck, so you can see for yourself how long that took me to get past the truck. So I don't like this vehicle in terms of the drive, the engine and the gearbox. That's where the major flaw of this vehicle is. But otherwise, if you look at fuel efficiency, this car gives you, the claim fuel efficiency is 6 liters per 100, but I average 6.6. That's perfect. For this vehicle, you can easily get 400 to 450, not 400, you can get 450 to 500 kilometers on one tank, and that's amazing. So I like the car in that aspect. Now, would I buy the car? So now, do I like the car? Would I buy the car? Would I recommend it? And for that, I need to be outside the vehicle. But yeah, let's do that. So now, recommendation. After a long day of shooting, I'm here to tell you, should you buy this car or would I buy it? So you know how we do it, decide, do I like the car? Would I buy it? Would I recommend it? Do I like the car? Surprisingly enough, as much as I don't like the engine and all of that, I do like the car. I do understand why it is there. Would I buy the car? No, I would not. 3, would I recommend the car? Most definitely. So this car, it fits in, you know, the type of market where you're looking to buy a car that's a bit unique, a bit fancy, but also it is pricey because of the features it has. Like, it has adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and that gimmick I showed you where you could see my cameraman. Wow, you could see where he's shooting from. So price-wise, you're looking at 454,000 Rand. And honestly, recommendation-wise, this car, personally, it competes with the Mazda CX-5. No, Mazda CX-30, my mistake, Mazda CX-30, the Opel Mokka we reviewed recently, and the car we're about to review, the Volkswagen Taygo. So it have the same type of, is closely related to the Volkswagen Taygo. So because I haven't driven the CX-30 and the Opel Mokka I have, so I'll take the Opel Mokka over this one, but this one has more space than a Mokka. So if you want space and you're not really concerned about engine, I'll say this. But if you want space, if you're not looking for space, but you want a good looking car, a car that gives you that, then the Opel Mokka is the one. But the question I pose to myself and to you guys in my next review video, my next review video of the Volkswagen Taygo is, should you get this one or the Volkswagen Taygo? And I already know where my heart is kind of leaning because of the powertrain found in the Volkswagen Taygo, but a week with that car will determine if I will buy the Volkswagen Taygo over this one. But for now, I am not going to stipulate that in this video. But for you guys, please watch my Volkswagen Taygo. Then you'll find out if I'll buy the Volkswagen Taygo or this one, because looks-wise, I like both vehicles in front and I don't like both vehicles at the back. That should be interesting. So from Nicky Nash, I'm Switch of South Africa, and I hope you guys did like the content.